The PlayStation 4 gets a price cut, some negative Xbox news, and Battlefront Beta is live. Welcome to Press X. And in probably the biggest news story of the week, the PlayStation 4 has officially dropped its price $50. So you can now pick up one of the PS4 bundles for the market retail price of $349.99. This is effective today, and it's huge news because the Nathan Drake collection just came out today, and Sony has announced that 80% of people who own a PS4 have not played the Uncharted series. With that said, it's one of the best series you can possibly play from the PS3 generation, and if that many people missed it, that's a lot of sales that they're looking to pick up. Dropping the price only helps. With their lack of holiday titles coming later this year, they have a lot of third-party support and partnerships and things like that, but they don't really have that many exclusives. This is kind of the last big-name exclusive on the horizon. So dropping the price and having this exclusive bundle together right before Halo comes out may be a good way to get people's interest and hop on board, rather than going to the Xbox, which is now the same price. Keeping with negative Microsoft news for no particular reason, that just came out this week, Shovel Knight is actually not coming to the Xbox One physically anymore. So Yacht Club Games posted a whole thing that was very, very fascinating, where they talked about how they're delaying the game from October to November, the physical version of the game, because the Plague Knight DLC took longer than they expected to finish, and they wanted that on disc. And they announced that the price of the game is going from $19.99 to $24.99, and the reason for this is retail space. Basically, to get that premium retail space in the Best Buys and in the GameStops, you have to have a price of at least $24.99. And they said that they're sorry that they have to do it, but they want, that space. With that said, they also talked about how they're going to cancel the Xbox One version of it. They said it was due to difficulties with the restrictions that they have on getting their games on disc and things like that. So basically they couldn't work out a way to get it onto the Xbox One, but they would like to in the future. They also talked about a Vita version of the game physically, and they said that they hear you loud and clear, and they're working to see if they can get anything done, but there's nothing in the cards right now. I personally think it would be awesome if they were to do something like maybe Amazon or places that don't really have physical stores to leave the price at the $19.99, and then they do the $24.99 for in-store purchases, basically. That would cause a lot of problems, and I know it's the market retail suggested price and all of this stuff, but I love how transparent they're being with this issue. They just straight up say the reasons that the price went up, they say the reasons that they're not putting it on the Xbox, and they say the reasons why the game's being delayed. It feels really honest, and I wish that we had this transparency with all sorts of games, and rather than just these indie titles. But with that said, if you were expecting to get Shovel Knight here in October, you're going to have to wait just a little bit longer, but I highly recommend it. Laura has been announced as a new character for Street Fighter V. She is a completely new character, and she's very interesting, very grappler heavy, which is something that Street Fighter doesn't have a whole bunch of. With that said, I believe there's 2 more reveals on the way. One of them is a returning character, and one of them is another brand new character, if I'm not mistaken. So if you're a big fan of Street Fighter, which I am not, but I am very interested in this game, you can look forward to that, and you can check out the trailer for Laura. To keep rolling with the negative Microsoft press, though, this could be considered negative Sony press, depending on how you want to look at it. The new Call of Duty Black Ops 3 pre-orders digitally are not available on Xbox anymore. They've been taken off the store, they've been taken off Amazon's digital store, they've been taken off GameStop's digital store. I imagine this is some limitation set by the third-party, first-party deal with Sony and Activision for the Call of Duty license, since it's no longer an Xbox marketed campaign, it's now a PlayStation marketed campaign, and I imagine this is just part of their deal that the pre-orders for the Xbox aren't allowed to go live until the pre-orders for the PlayStation have been live for so long or something like that. It's kind of a bummer, though. If you were going to get it on Xbox, I don't think it not being able to be pre-ordered right now really matters that much. The only way I can see that ever mattering is if somebody wanted to get you the game as a gift, and they can't pre-order it now, but they can still get you a gift card, they can still get you the physical copy pre-ordered, so I don't really see this being any sort of deal or any sort of restriction on you getting the game if you wanted it as an Xbox owner. It's just kind of a weird marketing deal that I don't clearly understand. Keeping with the Xbox news, the timed exclusive Rise of the Tomb Raider is getting a season pass. They talked about it. It's going to be a single-player season pass, which I like very much, and it seems like it focuses heavily on a New Game Plus style mode, which I think is a very interesting way to tackle it. Basically, you'll be getting new tombs and stuff to raid, but you'll also be getting new add-ons for your New Game Plus experience. What these add-ons are, I'm not exactly sure, but it also comes with microtransactions. These microtransactions allow you to buy packs of cards, and these cards that are in these individual packs will allow for different effects during your New Game Plus. I don't know what the effects are, but I could imagine this being awesome. You could have things like changing gravity, you could have changing your gun, obviously you can do things like infinite health, infinite ammo, just Rambo mode, things like that. It's basically like buying cheat codes, which is kind of unfortunate because those used to come in the game, but I mean if you can hack them off and sell them as DLC, why not? And finally, the Battlefront beta is officially live, so if you have an Xbox or you have a PS4 or you have a PC, you can go download it. It is an open beta, and I believe that you don't need Xbox Live or PlayStation Plus to take part in it, which is really interesting and very smart. They clearly wanted to have as many people as they could get into these servers and really attack them and make sure that they're ready for the launch of this game, because it is going to be huge. If you want my impressions of the beta, you can have them right now. I think that the beta is fine. It's pretty generic, but it's so nostalgic that I look over that. And things like the music and the sound effects and just the places you're playing and the characters and customization is awesome because it's all Star Wars related. But if this was just any generic space game style thing, there would be nothing special about it. Gameplay-wise, I have not been impressed, but I'm also not really the demographic. I'm not a big fan of multiplayer games. I'm not a giant fan of shooters, though I do like third-person shooters quite a bit, and I love that you can play this game in third person and set it to just stay that way, which is what I did when I was playing it. Overall, it was fun. I'm at least going to play it some more, but it hasn't sold me on the game yet. So coming this Tuesday is going to be my first ever nostalgia play, so you can check that out. Basically what it is I'm going to go back and play an older game. This one's going to be Uncle Fester's Quest. You may know that game. And I'm going to look at it with kind of a clean slate, try to separate my feelings of the game as a kid from how it plays now, and I'm going to tell you if I think the game holds up, if it's terrible, things like that.
You have to turn on a light bulb. Oh, I died. Okay. Huh. So the two life thing, kind of annoying.
I'm doing this with a handful of games. Some of them are games that people told me are terrible and I really, really liked as a kid. Some of them are going to be games that I've never played before, but people really, really hold in high regards. So if you want to check that out, subscribe, and that video will be live Tuesday. So that's all the news I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, share, subscribe. I am Kevin McManus, and I'll speak with you next time.